Before we get started, I want to review something that we touched on in Everyday Math last year. And with your math message, how many minutes does it take the minute hand to move through a full turn on a face of a clock? So here, is the face of the clock. So if you think about this as your full circle, and with Everyday Math last year, I want you to think about, well, what time would it be at a half time? How many minutes? How many minutes would be in a quarter turn? So pause the video, and in your math spiral, I want you to write down those three numbers. All right. Now, as you are moving on and looking at your answers in your math spiral, I want everyone to stand up. And I want you to face the front whiteboard. This is your 0. Now, I want you to take a full turn to your right until you get back to facing the front whiteboard. That was a full turn, or one full rotation. Now, you're back at your 0, facing the whiteboard. I want you to make a half turn. Where are you looking now? Hopefully, you are facing the back of the classroom, the smartboard, and the habit tree. All right, turn all the way back to the front and facing your 0 point, your whiteboard at the front. This time, I want you to do a quarter turn to the left. What do you see now? Hopefully, you see the calendar and the planner, and you're looking at the yellow bulletin board. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those were our full, half, and quarter turns. So if we look at this on a clock and we do a full turn, you notice that all of our hands are starting at 12. If I would turn my circle all the way around, then I would be counting how many minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 minutes. So I have 60 minutes for my full turn. Now, if I only do a half turn, so I'm ending opposite of where I am at the 6, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes for my half turn. And the quarter turn would be 5, 10, 15, because I would cut my clock face in half, and then in half again, both horizontally and vertically. So that would be a 15-minute answer. Now, our next question is, how many minutes does it take the minute hand to move through 3/4 turns? So if we determined 15 minutes was 1/4, I want 3 of those. So my hand would be over here on the 9. So how many minutes would it be from 12 to 9? Hopefully you said 45. Now how about 1/6 of a turn? Well, think about what we know with division, in that we know that there are 60 minutes in an hour. And that one rotation is 60 minutes. Now what if I cut those 60 minutes into 6 equal pieces? So I'm dividing them into 6 groups. Well, hopefully we know that 6 goes into 60 10 times, so that 1/6, so one of those 6 groups is 10 minutes. So how many minutes does it take the minute hand to move through 1/6 of a turn? Your answer would be 10 minutes. How many minutes does it take the minute hand to move through 1/3 of a turn? Well, what if we took 60 minutes and we cut it into 3 equal groups? How many minutes would be in each group? Yes, 20 minutes. And if we know 20 minutes is in 1/3, how many minutes would be in 2/3 of a turn? Correct. 40 minutes. Now, on the screen, I have a picture that resembles the same picture that is on page 152 of your math journal. So please take out your math journal and turn to page 152. Notice that on my screen, I have a very small circle that resembles our clock that we were just using. And on the outside, I have a much larger circle, and this circle is marked by 3 different lengths of marks. The shortest marks, these are these right here, those short little marks. There are 360 of them all the way around. So here I want us to think of 360 times 1 degree, because that's how we measure angles, is in degrees, gives us 360 degrees. So there are 360 degrees in a full circle. Now, the longest mark, those are the longest marks, are in the same position as the 12 numbers around the clock face. So these 12 long marks divide the circle into 12 faces. Well, you can either take 360 divided by 12, or you know that 3 times 12, which is going to be 30, is 3 times 12 is 36, since it's 30 is 360. So our 12 markings contribute each 30 degrees. Finally, the middle-sized marks, so these lines here, divide the circle into 72 spaces. So this is not math that I would expect you to know, but you can do 360 degrees divided by 72, which would give you an answer of 5 degrees. So each of those middle-sized marks is equivalent for 5 degrees. Now, on your math journal page, I want you to write your 0 degree underneath the large mark for your 12 o'clock. There's your 0 degree. Now, I want you to take your straw, and into your straw, I want you to fold it in half and place it on the center of the circle on your page 152. Bend the straw so that you touch the center of the circle, and both of your straw halves should point to your 0 degree. You should have a single line like mine on the straight. I want you to keep one point of the straw pointing to the 0 degree mark. And I want you to move the other half of the straw clockwise to the first large mark. So 1/12 of a turn. One of them, make it 1/12 of a turn. So I'm at 1 o'clock. And I move clockwise, which is the way a clock moves, to the right. Counterclockwise will be to the left. These straw hats that we received form an angle. An angle are measured in degrees. And you can use the little abbreviation mark, a small 0 at the top to replace the word degree. Just a little bit your shorter hand. You do right. Now I want you to move your straw back to your original position. So both hands are back up at 0. Now this time I want you to show me a quarter turn. Model a quarter turn clockwise. Cut my clock in half. One vertically, one horizontally. The first quarter, my large mark. Like so. It is 3 o'clock. Now what is the measure of this angle? The answer here is 90 degrees. So I want us to write 90 degrees on the line. What's another name for a 90-degree angle? You've seen these before. And a lot of times this is the symbol that represents it. A 90-degree angle is also called a right angle. Now, last but not least, move your straws back to their original position. This time, I want you to turn your straws a full turn. Do a full turn. And what was the measure of the angle that we just created? Don't tell me 0, because 0 tells me we haven't moved it. But a full circle, go back, each mark is 1 degree. 1 degree times 360 gives you also 360 degrees. So our 0 marking is also 0 if you haven't started. 360 is the move all the way around. Now, let's complete our circle in your math journal so it looks like the circle is on the screen. Pause the video now to complete this circle. Now, using this completed circle and your straw, I want you to model for me. Your straw is placing both of them at the 0 point, 0 degree mark. I want you to model a 120 degree angle. Create your straw and make a 120 degree angle. We have turned our angle to what it looks like on the screen. And that is a 120 degree angle. Alright, let's reset our angle. Back to 0 degree. Now I want you to show me a 45 degree angle. 45 degree angle. One right in between 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Once you figure that out, because if our long mark is 30 degrees, each of the individual marks of 5, so 35, 40, 45, or 45-degree angle. Alright, I want to reset. And last but not least, I want you to show me a 77-degree angle. 77 degrees. There's 60, 65, 70, 75, and 76, 77. And look at that. Do it as precise as you can of 77 degrees. Hopefully your angle looks like mine. Today, you are going to be using your copy to determine angle of time. If you're looking at page 153 in your math journal, you're looking at a page that looks like this, you are going to complete all of number 1. So number 1, A through H. And I've given you a picture of a clock, and you can also use the clock and a straw that you have in your math journal as well. You're going to tell me how many minutes and in how many degrees did that minute move. If you pull off to it, try number 2 and 3 at the bottom. But you are also going to be completing page 154A. It's your last time. If you're going to look at the 2 clocks, the start time and the end time, and then you're going to determine how much time has passed from the start and the end.